Good morning, children. I am Sashagiri Rao, your social studies teacher from Dr. Beeson School. Children, welcome to Dr. Beeson School through digital learning program. Children, yesterday we were learning the lesson Emerging Political Trends 1977 to 2000. Children, let us recall and recollect what we learned in this lesson so far. We try to understand return of democracy after emergency, that is in 1977, and we saw 1977 elections, the sixth general elections in India, in which for the first time the Congress party was defeated at the national level and Janata party formed the government also. Okay, children, and we saw the misuse of Article 356 both by Janata party as well as Congress party also. Okay, children, today we will learn a new topic, emergence of regional aspirations. Emergence of regional aspirations. Children, aspiration of particular regions started, that is their emergence regional aspirations. So in this topic we will see regional aspirations of three regions, three states. They are Andhra Pradesh, Assam and Punjab. Let us start with Andhra Pradesh. Children, till 1982 in Andhra Pradesh, Congress government was in ruling. We know that for a long time, Congress party was ruling in the central level. Only it was defeated for the first time in the year 1977. The problem is, in Andhra Pradesh, the chief ministers are repeatedly changed, and Congress party, which is in the national level, changing this. And these new chief ministers are chosen from outside of Andhra Pradesh. That means, while choosing these chief ministers, Andhra Pradesh people were not consulted. This led to the decline of self-respect of Telugu speaking people, which is called Teluguvari Atma Gauravam. As self-respect of the Telugu speaking people heard, a film actor called N.T. Ramarao, senior NTR, N.T. Ramarao, on his 60th birthday, he founded a new political party called Telugu Desam Party. Telugu Desam Party, TDP, and with the slogan of Teluguvari Atma Gauravam, self-respect of Telugu speaking people. And he was well known for his policies he made. Let us see the policies which he promised were free meal, that is called midday meal for the school children. Second thing, providing rice at the rate of 2 rupees per kilo for the poor people, and abolition of liquor. Liquor means, alcohol. These three policies he made. With these three policies and self-respect of Telugu speaking people, Teluguvari Atma Gauravam, N.T. Ramarao, that is TDP party, swept the elections, and TDP party formed the government in Andhra Pradesh. That means till 1982 only Congress party was in rule in Andhra Pradesh. Whenever the party was established in the year 1982 and participated in the elections, and it formed the government. You know the children, and within the establishment of 9 months, Telugu Desam party won to the government. It formed the government. Okay, children. Anyway, in the year 1984, when N.T. Ramarao left to USA for a surgery, the governor of Andhra Pradesh appointed a new chief minister. He was Nadanla Bhaskar Rao and Bhaskar Rao. Who was he? He was a defector from TDP party to Congress party. We already know the word defect. D-E-F-E-C-T. Defect means change from one party to other party. So, what party was in ruling in the central level at this time of 1984? Congress party. And the state level, Telugu Desam party, which means non-Congress party. So, Congress party was trying to dismiss the non-Congress party which is in Andhra Pradesh. So, he was a defector from Telugu Desam to Congress party. So, he was appointed a chief minister. And after N.T. Ramarao returned to Andhra Pradesh, he claimed that he had enough support of MLAs. And he went to president and met him and he claimed that with the support of that he was eligible to be the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Anyway, President took the measures to reappoint N.T. Ramarao. He changed the governor of Andhra Pradesh and appointed a new governor. That new governor reappointed N.T. Ramarao as the Chief Minister. Okay, children. So, in the efforts made by N.T. Ramarao was supported by other regional parties of other states like DMK of Tamil Nadu and Shiromani Akali Dal of SAD of Punjab, CPIM, which is there in West Bengal by that time, and National Conference of Jammu and Kashmir. So, children, Congress party was trying to dismiss all these non-Congress governments existed by this time. Okay, children, we already learned that Supreme Court also gave guidelines for the use of Article 356 in the later years. Okay, children. So this was a case in Andhra Pradesh. Let us see what happened in Assam. Assam. Children, in Assam, the problem is language. That means in Assam there are two linguistic groups who are living. They are Assamese and Bengalis. Assamese are the original natives of Assam people, and Bengalis who migrated from the Bengal, West Bengal, and settled down in Assam. And from the British period, these Bengalis were occupying the lower and middle ranks of administration. These Bengalis were occupying lower and middle ranks of administration. And after independence, these Bengalis settled down in Assam. Okay, children? So, these Bengalis were considering these Assamese as second grade citizens. That means they were not getting any benefits of the which are available in Assam, either economy or in the society or in the politics anyway. So these Bengalis were only getting benefited. So Assam is now demanding to eliminate the Bengalis from Assam. Okay, so this is the problem in Assam. And in addition to this, if there was any natural calamity or political instability in the neighboring country like Bangladesh, and people were on a large scale migrated from Bangladesh and settling down in Assam. The problem is that now it is a religious issue as the migrants were mostly Muslims. Okay, children. Now these Assami people were demanding to eliminate the Bengalis from Assam and outsiders. These are all most Bengalis are people who migrated from the Bangladesh are called as outsiders. Outsiders. These must be eliminated. So it is very difficult to find out who are the old Bengalis living in Assam and recently migrated in Assam also. Okay, children. Anyway, as the Bengalis were not eliminated, Assamese felt alienated. Alienated means outsiders. And in addition to this political and demographic issues, there was economic issue also. The main sources of Assam were oil and tea. Whenever we say Assam, tea, we can recollect tea. Assam is the largest producer of tea in India. Okay, children, the tea gardens are in Assam, but the tea gardens are under the control of Bengalis. Okay, children, and whenever we see oil, crude oil is derived from Assam, but it is processed somewhere in Bengal. And tea manufacturing industry is also there in Calcutta only. That means Bengal people were benefited. Very low people were working in oil industry, but oil refinery is there in Calcutta. Okay, children, that is in private sector also. So Bengali people were getting benefit from the oil as well as tea. Assamese did not get any benefit. That's why they felt alienated. And people felt alienated. They took anti-Bengali stand anti-Muslim stand, as Muslims also migrating, so he asked them to prevent the Muslims, and even anti-India stand. They wanted to form a separate country for themselves. They did not like to be a part of India. So it was a great threat to unity and integrity of India. So meanwhile, the Rajiv Gandhi became the prime minister and he held a talks with Assam. And these all movements were led by a students union called All Assamese Student Union. All Assamese Student Union. AASU, it is known as ASU, Student Union. Now, Rajiv Gandhi, after becoming the Prime Minister, he held talks with ASU, All Assam Student Union. And finally, they reached an agreement in the year 1984. And they discussed it almost 3 years before they reached an agreement in the year 1984. According to that, the existing Congress government which was there in Assam then resigned. That means the government was resigned and went for fresh elections. That means even the 5 years tenure was not completed. To satisfy the needs of the Assamese, the Congress government was resigned and fresh elections were conducted, and in these fresh elections a political party came to power, that is AGP, Assam Gana Parishad. Children, in examination point of view, the regional aspirations are very, very important. You may get whatever the demands and whatever the political parties, and sometimes you are asked to write the full forms of that, and in the matching itself may be given like regional parties and the states also. Assam Gana Parishad is a regional party which was offshoot of ASU. That means ASU only helped to form the Assam Gana Parishad political party. Anyway, in these elections, Assam Gana Parishad won in these elections. And even Assam Gana Parishad elected to power in Assam, the problems were not solved here, still continued. What were the problems? They were demanding for more autonomy. And we have another tribal groups in Assam like Bodo, Dogri, these are all Khasi, and these were demanding for greater autonomy also. They were also tribal groups. And they were killing other small tribal groups who were living in Assam. This led to ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing. Cleansing is nothing but cleaning something. Cleaning one particular ethnic group is called ethnic group. That means they were conducting attacks and killing on particular ethnic groups, which is called ethnic cleansing. As was peace in danger, and Indian government took repressive measures. It took harsh measures to suppress these agitations and restore the peace. Indian government deployed army also from central level. So it is because of three issues. If you see, the the Assam state having a border near to China, Bangladesh and Myanmar. It is so sensitive area. And these separatist forces were getting armed support from the neighboring countries. Okay, children? And these were taking anti-India stand. These are all the things made Indian government to deploy army. Anyway, finally, this agitation was suppressed with the violent attacks made by Indian armed forces. Armed forces were given supreme powers to suppress the movement. Finally, this movement in Assam was suppressed and peace was restored. Okay, children? Now, let us see what happened in Punjab. And due to language and religion issues, another movement started in Punjab. Whenever Punjab was created and Chandigarh became its capital city, that is not only capital cities for Punjab, it is the capital city for Chandigarh, Chandigarh is the capital city of Punjab and Haryana, and Chandigarh it itself a union territory, and capital city of Chandigarh again Chandigarh. So now Punjab people were demanding that, claiming that they were indiscriminated when they were formed in a state like Punjab. Okay, children. So they thought that their role was also neglected in central level. So now they started by demand three things. One is they were claiming Chandigarh for themselves. That means Chandigarh must be given for Punjab. It must be the only capital city for Punjab. Second thing, they were demanding more water from Bhakra Nangal Dam. Bhakra Nangal Dam was constructed. Okay, children, they were demanding more water from that dam. Third one, Sikh people must be recruited more in number in armed forces. These were the three demands. What were the three, children? Once again, first one, they were claiming Chandigarh for themselves. More water from Bhakra Nangal Dam. And Sikhs must be appointed on a large scale in armed forces. Okay, children, in 1 mark or 2 marks, you may be asked like, what were the demands of Punjab? Okay, children, what was the regional party in Punjab? Shiromani Akali Dal, SAD, Shiromani Akali Dal. And you see, in the year 1977, Congress party was defeated, and the Janata party formed the government in the central level. And state level SAD, and central level we have Janata government, Janata party. So SAD wrote a letter to Janata Party demanding all these to meet. Okay, children. And Shiromani Akali Dal also demanded central government to amend the constitution in the way it give more powers for the state government and ensure greater autonomy also, which was a part of federalism which India adopted. Okay, children. And meanwhile, we learned that in the year 1980 elections, again Indian National Congress came to power in the central level, and Janata Party was defeated. Now in the central level, Indian National Congress, state level, Shiromani Akali Dal. We already learned that in the year 1980, Congress Party dismissed central governments in the 9 states. So Shiromani Akali Dal government was dismissed, and fresh elections were conducted in the year 1980, and once again Congress Party was elected in Punjab. So this led to a greater conflicts between central government as well as state government. Okay, children, as SAD Shiromani Akali Dal, which was constitutional elected, was dismissed in Punjab. Okay, children, and this was a problem in Punjab basically, and Punjab was demanding for greater autonomy. And with the increasing electoral competition here in Punjab people, and Punjab were demanding for a separate state for them. So that means they did not want to be as a part of India. They wanted to form a separate country. State means here kingdom like. So they were demanding for a separate country. And here we have a militant leader for Punjabi people called Bhindranwale. Bhindranwale. And he was demanding a separate state for Punjab called Khalistan. Khalistan. They named the state also Khalistan. So they demanded a separate state for Sikh people, that is Khalistan. Separate state means separate kingdom, separate country for them. And this also led to the threat to Indian security, unity and integrity. Okay, children? And these militant people and also demanding the Sikh people to follow the traditional principles of the Sikh people, and not only for the Sikh, other people also. And those who did not follow those principles were assassinated, means killed. And finally, these Sikh militant people hide in Golden Temple, which is there in Amritsar, Golden Temple. Okay, children, Golden Temple. They hide these Sikh militants in Golden Temple. And Indira Gandhi was the prime minister at this time in the year 1984, and central government wanted to eliminate all the Sikh militants because they were not only demanding for something, they were killing the people in Punjab also. That's why she conducted an attack on these terrorists, on these militants in Punjab. And this action is known as Operation Blue Star. Operation Blue Star, to eliminate all the Sikh militants who hide in Golden Temple. Anyway, army went there and they killed all the Sikh militants who were there in Golden Temple. And this led Sikh people hurt a lot. Sikh people thought that this was a desecration of Golden Temple. They considered it as a holy temple. And whenever army people went with the shoes and they shooted there the walls of all these Golden Temple, and whenever Sikh militants were killed there, the bloodshed took place in holy shrine, that is of Golden Temple, and this led to desecration of Golden Temple. And this resulted in assassination of Indira Gandhi. In the same year, in the 1984, Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her own security, who were Sikh people. Okay, children. And after Indira Gandhi was assassinated in the year 1984, there were attacks took place on Sikh people in Delhi and other parts. Okay, children? And Delhi and other parts. And here, central government took very less measures to control all these religious attacks against the Sikh people also. Anyway, and after Indira Gandhi, now Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister. Rajiv Gandhi. And after Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister, he held meeting with SCAD, Shiromani Akali Dal, and the president of the Shiromani Akali Dal was Sant Langwalo. Sant Langwalo. Then, even though the meetings we conducted with Sant Langwalo with Rajiv Gandhi in the year 1984, and peace was not restored because the Sant Langwala was assassinated by the Sikh militants. And after this, Sikh militant people were demanding for more powers, and they wanted to have more. They wanted to have an independent state called Khalistan. In the year 1986, an assembly which was held at Akali Takht, they declared a separate state for Punjab called Khalistan. They themselves declared a separate state called Khalistan. And central government, Indian government believed that these activities of Sikh militants were supported by the government of Pakistan, because we helped East Bengal to form a separate called Bangladesh, which was separated from Pakistan. That's why Indian government claimed that Pakistan was helping these Sikh militants to separate Punjab from India. Anyway, these Sikh militants took the weapons from the neighboring countries, and they were killing all the journalists, politicians, civilians who have not accepted the code mentioned by Sikh militants. And to get the funds for this movement, they were kidnapping the people and extortion of money from the people and throwing the bombs in hotels, restaurants, and the people who are living between Delhi and Punjab also. And as they were killing the people on a large scale, they were away from the common people. Common people did not support these activities even. Anyway, as peace was in danger, only in the year 1991, nearly 1,000 people were assassinated, killed by the Sikh militants. As peace was in danger, no doubt, central government took repressive measures. It deployed the army forces here, and armed forces were given more powers, and finally suppressed the activities of Sikh militants. And here, Supreme Court, even judiciary also afraid to give adverse judgments against the Sikh militants, as they would attack these judiciary officials also. And here observers criticized that the use of harsh measurements to suppress the Sikh militant activities was justified, because of these militant activities, the security, unity, integrity was in danger. And other observers felt that the use of such harsh measurements, which was against the civil liberties, was in long run not useful. It led to undemocratic situation in the country. Anyway, finally, by the end of 1990s, the peace was restored in Punjab. Okay, so anyway, the separate country for the Punjab was not at all satisfied for the Sikh people. Okay, children, this is the end of today's topic. Let us recollect what we learned in this lesson so far. We tried to understand the agitation in Andhra Pradesh, which was called Teluguvari Atmagauram, self-respect, and with this idea, a new party was formed called Telugu Desam Party by N.T. Ramarao, which won in the elections in 1982. And we saw in Assam also, the problem is like Bengalis who migrated and held everything in their hands. And Assamese were considered as second grade citizens. Okay, children? And they have resources like oil and tea, which was not benefited for the local people and benefited for only Bengali people. Okay, children? And we saw in Punjab also. In Punjab, it is a religious issue as well as a language issue. And Punjab was, that is Shiromani Akali Dal, demanding three things. That was claiming its capital city Chandigarh for themselves and more water from Bhakra Nangal Dam and appointment of Sikh people more in number in armed forces. And they were demanding for a separate state for them called Khalistan. And we saw the militant activities took place also there. And they themselves declared a separate state called Khalistan at Akali Takht Assembly in the year 1986. And we saw the measurements taken by the central government to suppress all these activities and how the peace was restored also. Thank you, children. And we will come with another topic tomorrow. And have a happy learning.